$100. That's not an investment. That's what's left. You sit at your kitchen table on a Sunday night and you look at what came in and what went out, and $100 is the slack in the rope. You almost don't do it. You almost buy the jacket. You almost say next month. But something, maybe boredom, maybe fear, maybe a video you half watched at 1 a.m. makes you open a brokerage account and put the $100 in. You pick an index fund because you don't know what else to pick. You don't feel like an investor. You feel like someone pretending. The next morning, the balance says $99.47. You already feel like you made a mistake. Month 2, another $100. Your balance is $199.12. You do the math in your head. At this rate, $1 million is 833 years away. You laugh, but it's not funny. It's the kind of math that makes people quit before anything starts. You don't quit. Not because you're disciplined, because you forgot to cancel the automatic transfer. Laziness saves more portfolios than conviction ever will. 6 months in, $614. You've spent more than that on a phone. You've spent more than that on a weekend you barely remember. $614 doesn't feel like progress. It feels like a number too small to mean anything and too consistent to ignore. You check it on Thursdays. You don't know why Thursdays. The market is down 3% one week and you lose $18 and you feel it in your chest, the way you wouldn't feel losing $18 in a restaurant. Because this $18 was yours differently. You earned it twice. Once at work and once by choosing not to spend it. The first rule. The hardest part of compounding is that it's invisible exactly when you need it to be obvious. Year 1. $1,217. You expected to feel something. You don't. Your friends are buying things. One got a car. One went to Bali. You have a number on a screen that doesn't do anything yet. You increase to $150 a month, not because you can afford it, because you stopped ordering delivery on Wednesdays. That's it. One decision, repeated, that nobody notices. The gap between you and everyone around you is $1,217 and zero discipline that looks like discipline from the outside. It looks like nothing. Year 3, $5,940. The market did something your salary can't do. It added $387 that you didn't work for. You stare at that line in the statement. $387 free. Not free. Earned by every month you didn't touch it, every dip you didn't panic through, every time you looked at the number and chose to keep going. You realize the money isn't growing because of the $100. The $100 is the seed. Time is doing the actual work, and time doesn't invoice you. It just asks you to stay. Year 5, $12,800. You increased to $250 a month. You got a raise. You could have upgraded the apartment. You didn't. Not because you're ascetic, because you ran the numbers forward, and the version of your life where you upgrade now and the version where you upgrade later diverge by $340,000 over 20 years. You choose the version where the spreadsheet is kinder to your future self. Nobody applauds this. Nobody sees it. The second rule. Wealth is built in decisions that feel like nothing when you make them and look like everything when you don't. Year 8, $31,400. The compounding is starting to breathe. Your money made $4,200 this year. That's $350 a month. The market is now contributing almost as much as you are. You sit with this. You let it settle. The machine is waking up. It's slow and it's clumsy and it doesn't look like the charts in the videos, but it's real. You add $50 more per month. You barely notice. Year 12. $74,000. You've put in roughly $42,000 of your own money. The rest, the market gave you. More than $30,000 appeared because you did nothing. Because you sat still while other people moved. You watch colleagues buy boats and second cars and you feel the pull and you don't follow it. Not because you're better, because you've seen the curve now. You know what happens between year 12 and year 20. The curve bends. It bends hard. The third rule. Compound interest doesn't reward the ambitious. It rewards the ones who refuse to interrupt it. Year 16, $149,000. You were close to something. You increased to $400 a month because your income has grown and your lifestyle has grown less. The gap between the two is everything. That gap is the entire story. You've never told anyone the number, not your parents, not your partner, not the friend who keeps saying you should enjoy life more. You nod, you agree, you transfer $400 on the first of the month and you say nothing. Year 20, $75,000. Your money made $38,000 last year, more than your contributions. The student has surpassed the teacher. You are now a passenger in something you started. The compounding doesn't need your enthusiasm, it needs your absence. It needs you to not touch it when the market drops 20% in March and your stomach drops with it and every headline tells you to sell. You don't sell, you buy. You add $500 that month. It's the most violent act of faith you've ever committed. Year 25, $508,000, $500,000. You check the number 3 times to make sure the decimal is right. You think about the first $100. You think about the jacket you didn't buy. You think about the person you were sitting at that kitchen table feeling like a fraud for investing money that wouldn't even cover a car payment. That person built this. Not with genius, not with risk, with repetition and silence and the willingness to be bored for a very long time. The 4th rule. $1 million is not made in a moment. It's made in the moments you chose not to stop. Year 29, $791,000. You can see it now, the way you can see a city from the highway before you reach it. The skyline is there. The math is certain. You don't need luck. You don't need a windfall. You just need 36 more months of doing exactly what you've already done. The hardest part isn't the distance left. It's knowing that stopping now would be the most expensive decision of your life. Year 31, $1 million. A Tuesday. You're at work. You check during lunch. The number has 7 digits. You put the phone down. You pick it up again. You put it down. You eat your sandwich. You don't tell anyone. Not today. You sit with it the way you sat with the first $100. Quietly, privately. The distance between those 2 moments is not 31 years. It's every single time you chose the transfer over the purchase, the patience over the impulse, the silence over the explanation. And somewhere right now, someone is sitting at a kitchen table. The number is $100. It's not enough. It's never enough. It's not supposed to be enough. It's supposed to be first. The machine doesn't care if you believe in it. It opens every month and it compounds whoever shows up. $100. It always starts there. It always will.